Hello, language enthusiasts, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are diving into the captivating world of punctuation. Whether you are a seasoned wordsmith, whether you're a seasoned writer, or you're just starting your writing journey, we all are falling into the punctuation pit at one point or another. And in this video, we will explore some of the most common punctuation errors that can trip up even the best of writers. So, let's jump right in. Kindly ponder on this. Have you ever received a text message that left you scratching your head? I bet you have. That is where punctuation comes in. Punctuation isn't just a set of squiggles or a set of icons that we use to decorate our phones or our devices. No, it is the roadmap that guides readers through your words. It helps to clarify meaning, establish your tone, and prevent confusion. So, without punctuation, your sentences can become a jumbled mess, leaving your readers lost in seas of words and confusion. And I know you don't want to do that to your readers. Here is the big question. What is punctuation? Punctuation is a system of symbols or marks that are used in written language to clarify, enhance, and organize the structure and meaning of sentences. So from this definition, you can denote that punctuation is a system, and that system includes different symbols or marks. And what these symbols or marks do is that they help to clarify our language, especially our written language. They help to enhance our language. They help to clarify our language, and they help as well to organize the structure and the meanings of the sentences we write. It plays a critical role in communication. That is, it helps readers to understand the intended meanings, the intended pauses, emphasis, and relationships between the words and phrases and clauses within a text. When you have a text, without observing the punctuation rules or without observing the punctuation marks within the sentences, you might miscommunicate the message of the writer. But when you put your mind to following through what the writer is saying via the punctuation marks, you will be able to perfectly understand the intentions behind the messages or the intention behind the sentences. By playing a critical role in communication, punctuation helps the readers to understand the intended, that is the reason behind the pauses, the emphasis, and the relationships between the words and phrases and clauses in a sentence. Punctuation marks are not just there for decoration. They are a set of symbols that are used in writing to add structure, clarity, I mentioned that earlier, clarity and meaning to sentences. In short, punctuation marks help to add clarity, structure, and meaning to written sentences. They act as visual cues or guides that help readers to understand the intended pauses, emphasis, and relationship between the words, phrases, and clauses in a sentence or in sentences. Punctuation marks are like the traffic signals of language. They tell us when to stop, they tell us when to pause, they tell us when to speed up. Just compare them to the traffic lights. Without them, sentences can be like endless mazes with no clear path to understanding. So, one of the steps you need to take when you want to communicate effectively in writing is by mastering punctuation. Let's dive into the common punctuation errors, shall we? Errors involving the use of full stop. The first one is the frequent overuse of the full stop in sentences. When you use too many full stop in succession, you are creating an excessive pause in the text. Some writers use multiple full stops. When you have 3 full stops in a sentence, that is an ellipsis. So some writers, they use this to emphasize a point or to indicate a long pause. That is wrong, because ellipses are meant to indicate omitted text or a trailing off of points or a trailing off of thoughts. We do not use the ellipses for emphasis. When you want to emphasize your words, when you want to emphasize your thoughts, when you want to emphasize your sentences, you use the exclamation point instead of the ellipses. Writing 3 different full stops do not help you to emphasize your points. Rather, it creates an ellipsis which denotes omission instead of the emphasis you're trying to create. An example of this error is displayed on the screen. You can pause this video to take a look at the examples and make the comparison. Number 2, we have no full stops in abbreviations. Well, to an extent, when you make use of full stops in abbreviations, some people believe that it is based on your stylistic preferences. That is, it can be your choice to use the full stop and it may not be your choice to use full stops. But when you're writing in professional settings or academical settings, please make use of the full stop in your abbreviations to show that this particular word is abbreviated. Because if you do not do that, your reader or your examiner might get confused, and you do not want to confuse your readers. So all I'm trying to say is that you do not need to omit your full stops in abbreviations, because abbreviations often require full stops to indicate missing letters or syllables. Omitting full stops can make abbreviations unclear or incorrect. You can see some examples in the screen. Dr. Smith and Dr. full stop and Smith. With the use of full stop, you are indicating that Doctor, which is DR, is an abbreviated form of the full DOCTOR. The third error involving the use of full stop is placing the full stop in the middle of a sentence. Placing a full stop in the middle of a sentence where a comma or a semicolon is appropriate is wrong, because full stops are used to mark the end of a complete sentence. A full stop is under the terminal point, that is, we use the terminal point at the end of a sentence. Thereby, the full stop must come at the end of a sentence. Hence, placing a full stop in the middle of a sentence is wrong, because when you do that, you create sentence fragments, incomplete sentences. An example of the error is displayed on the screen, as well as the correction. As well, using a full stop in a sentence that should be a question is wrong. When you use a full stop at the end of a sentence that is asking a question, using a full stop at the end of interrogative questions is wrong. Questions typically end with question marks, not full stops. Using a full stop can change the intended meaning of the sentence. An example, you're coming to the party instead of are you coming to the party? So please take note of that. Errors involving the comma. Missing comma after introductory clause. A comma is used to set off introductory clauses and phrases. What are introductory clauses and phrases? Introductory clauses and phrases are words or phrases that come before the main clause of a sentence and introduce the main idea. We use these words basically to introduce the main idea of the sentence. For example, the sentence, after eating lunch, I went for a walk. The sentence has an introductory clause, which is after eating lunch. After eating lunch introduces the main clause, which is I went for a walk. The comma after lunch is necessary to set up the introductory clause from the main clause. The incorrect sentence would be after eating lunch I went for a walk. That is, after eating lunch without the comma is wrong. Using a comma before a coordinating conjunction is also wrong. A comma is not used before coordinating conjunctions that joins two independent clauses, in the sense that coordinating conjunctions have and, but, or, nor, for, so, and yet. For example, the sentence I like dogs, comma, and cat is wrong. The comma before and is unnecessary, and the correct sentence would be I like dogs and cats. You do not need to put a comma before and in this sentence. Do not use the comma to separate a subject and the verb. A comma is not used between the subject and the verb. For example, the sentence the cat, comma, is black is incorrect because the comma between the cat and his is not necessary. Hence, the correct sentence will be the cat is black. It doesn't need a comma between the subject and the verb. Finally, on errors involving the comma. Not using a comma before a direct address is wrong. A comma is used before a direct address, which is a word or phrase that directly addresses the person or people you are speaking to. For example, the sentence hello, comma, John is correct because the comma before John is necessary to set off the direct address from the rest of the sentence. By doing this, the reader can know that, oh, this person, John, is being directly addressed. Now, the errors involving the apostrophe. Using apostrophe to make a plural word is wrong, or using apostrophe to make a word plural is wrong, in the sense that apostrophes are not used to make a word plural. You do not use the apostrophe to make a word plural. To make a word plural, you simply add an s or es to the end of the word. For example, the plural of dog is dogs and the plural of mouse is mice. The incorrect sentence here would be the cats with the apostrophe are playing, while the correct sentence would be the cats are playing. You do not need to add the apostrophe in this instance. Confusing is and its. The first one, its with the apostrophe s, is a contraction of it is or it has, while its is a possessive pronoun. For example, the correct sentence here would be it is raining or it's raining. The incorrect sentence would be the dog is wagging its tail, which is wrong. The correct sentence here should be the dog is wagging its tail. You do not need to use the it apostrophe s in this instance. Another prevalent apostrophe error is confusing these three words, there, and there. There is a possessive pronoun. There is an adverb that indicates location, while there is a contraction of they are. For example, the correct sentence should be their dog is lost. The incorrect sentence should be their dog is lost. The correct sentence also can be they are lost. These words should not be mistaken. Other common punctuation errors are omitted exclamation points. Exclamation points or exclamation marks are used to express strong emotions such as surprise, excitement, or anger. They should be used consistently. For example, the correct sentence would be I won the lottery. I'm so excited. The incorrect sentence would be I won the lottery. I'm so excited. Omitting question marks in interrogative sentences is wrong. Question marks are used to indicate a question and they should be used consistently. Question marks should be used consistently. For example, the correct sentence would be, what is your name? The incorrect sentence would be, what is your name, without the question mark. Finally, misused question marks. Question marks should not be used to end every sentence. Rather, question marks should only be used when the sentence is a question. For example, the incorrect sentence here would be, I went to the store, I bought some groceries. This sentence is a declarative sentence. I went to the store is a declarative sentence. I bought some groceries is a declarative sentence. So the usage of question marks here is not needed. It is time for an exercise. Kindly pause the video for you to attempt this exercise, then rate yourself when you're done with it. The answers are, the ladies with the apostrophe are running, and who stole my needle? Did you get this right? Thank you for watching. You can ask questions in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video. Please like, comment and share. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell for the next video. Bye.